Every day, y'all, every day we get further and further away from God's light. I swear it is, I want to say it's a daily occurrence that we get a story that would end anybody else's presidency, but with Trump, he's just a bull in a china shop, and he keeps plowing ahead, and Democrats have like unilaterally disarmed, and the media is just, not sharp enough to be able to handle this relentless assault of insanity by the right. And so this one right here, man, this might be a new low even for Trump. So take a look at this. Breaking. President Trump is demanding that the DOJ pay him about $230 million in compensation for the federal investigations into him. Any settlement will ultimately be approved by senior department officials who defended him or those in his orbit. Do you realize how insane that is? Do you realize how insane that is? So Trump appoints everybody in his government, and then he goes, I demand $230 million. Let me send it to my own government to approve it or not. Like, of course they're gonna approve it. Of course they're gonna approve it. And he knows that. And this is just like, okay, there's no other way to say this. He is just flat out robbing American taxpayers. He is just stealing from you. Then he realized the optics of that became very clear after he said this. And so then he came out and said, I'm probably going to donate it to charity. That's what I'll do. I'll donate it all to charity. So he tries to spin it like this incredibly disgusting, selfish act of robbing the American taxpayer. He tries to spin it like, oh, actually, that's just me being altruistic and humanitarian. This is the same family that robbed from a cancer charity. They stole from a cancer charity, they did. And again, the whole reason he's doing this is because, what? He was charged with 91 crimes. He's a 32-time convicted felon. He was charged with 91 crimes. He's had to pay out hundreds of millions of dollars for, the civil lawsuits that he was basically found liable in, including, sexual harassment and sexual assault stuff, including tax fraud and insurance fraud and business fraud. As I've always told you guys, he was charged with 91 crimes because he committed 91 crimes. In fact, he committed more than that. And so that's why he was charged. It wasn't political persecution. It wasn't like, oh, he was in the crosshairs of the deep state. No, he kept committing crimes and openly committing crimes. And so now he's basically, stop and think about this. He's trying to make $230 million in profit off of his own criminality. Let me repeat that. He wants to pay himself $230 million for being a criminal. He wants to rob you of $230 million because he's a criminal. So pay him for his crimes is what he's doing here. I mean, we have lost all sense of reason. The fact that he's doing this is just astonishing. It shows you how he has fully bought into the Teflon Don idea. He has fully bought into this idea that he broke the Democrats, he broke the media, there will never be any accountability. And honestly, this is further evidence to me that he's going to try to stay in there past 2028. This is further evidence that they're going to rig the election. That's what this is to me. Because you would never, ever, 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 ever do something like this and open yourself up to all of the legal questions around it. You would never do that if you thought in 4 years I'm going to be out of power and a sitting duck. You would never do that. So it just goes to show you, they're like, the wheels are in motion, dog. Like, they're kicking it into high gear. They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's and finding out exactly how to steal the election. You had some MAGA hack by the Dominion voting systems, which is fucking crazy. You got these executive orders from Trump, bringing back the ballot spoiling and ballot purging and trying to have Elon Musk and Doge oversee the fucking elections. And goddamn, they're literally subpoenaing. They tried to get the voter data from every single state. And then there was a judge in South Carolina who blocked that and said that's not legal. Then her house got burnt down by a MAGA terrorist. Remember that? So a judge stands up to Trump, doesn't give the voting data. Her house gets burned down. And so they're all the states are like sending the data. Well, what do you think they're going to do with that? They're doing national ballot purging to try to rig it. And they're doing the gerrymandering. Again, trying to rig it. Like this. Again, people don't truly understand just how far gone we are. They don't fully understand. And this is all stuff. So now, on top of all of his regular corruption, he's going to rob $230 million from the American taxpayers. That's on top of him making tens of millions or potentially hundreds of millions from Saudi Arabia for the live golf events that happen at his courses. This is on top of him taking hundreds of millions from Miriam Adelson. This is on top of him not divesting from his businesses the first term when he pretended to do it. This is on top of him making $160 million from foreign countries as president, which is the clearest violation of the Emoluments Clause of all time. This is on top of him selling fucking NFTs and having a crypto exchange and doing trading cards and selling watches for $100,000 a pop and all this shit. This is on top of him opening up a new resort in Vietnam and a new one in Oman and all these corrupt business deals that are going on. I mean, the fact that he's not being dragged out of the White House in cuffs today shows that we failed. Like, this country has failed. This country has failed. We're not even really a country anymore. We're a bunch of corporations and billionaires that have a slave peasant underclass. Like, we're all the slave peasant underclass, and at the top of the system are billionaires, corporations, and fascists. And now they're just looting the treasury on the way out the door. That's what this is. As they know they just basically brought us what will be the next Great Depression. And as we wait for the collapse, they are looting the treasury on the way out the door. Except they're not leaving. They're looting the treasury on their way in the door. And they're going to stay there and continue to loot the treasury. That's what they're going to do. $230 million in compensation because he committed crimes. And there was correct investigations into him. By the way, Merrick Garland, how you doing, bro? Joe Biden, how you doing, bro? You guys couldn't fucking speed up that timeline a little bit to drag his ass down? You know, you got Jack Smith has a fucking slam dunk case on him, and you guys can't fucking get that shit across the finish line. You guys can't. It's just unbelievable. It's just unfucking believable. By the way, look at Kash Patel's face here. Let me zoom in on this. Look at Kash Patel's face. This is as Trump is talking about he's going to steal $230 million in U.S. taxpayers. By the way, I love how he virtue signals and goes, I don't take a salary. His salary is $400,000 for being president of the United States. He doesn't take a salary, but it's okay. He's going to rob $230 million from U.S. taxpayers. That even Kash Patel is going, really? Really, Don? You're going to rob American taxpayers to the tune of $230 million because you committed crimes and got away with it? This is what I'm saying, guys. This is why you never give them an inch. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. He needed to be slapped the fuck down. It needed to be made super fucking clear to him. He needed to be locked up forever. It needed to be made so clear to him, all this shit you're doing is beyond unacceptable. We don't do this in a civilized society. You're acting like a fucking disgusting thief, pirate, hack. And so we're going to put you in your place. But they didn't. And now he fucking runs wild. Now he runs wild. At the same time, I haven't even mentioned the insider trading. Have you guys seen the insider trading stuff? That Trump will announce a new tariff, the market will tank, but then, oh, look at that. Somebody behind the scenes, right before Trump announces the tariffs, shorts the market, makes $190 million in one day. I'm telling you, that is either Donald Trump, Eric Trump, Don Jr., Barron Trump, or fucking Stephen Miller, or somebody really close in Trump's inner circle. But that they need to be investigated immediately because Trump is purposely tanking the market just to short the market and make money off that shit. Do you understand how fucking low that is? Do you understand how egregious that is? Playing with the international economy, wiping trillions off the map just so that you can fucking make a quick buck. I'm sorry. Trump is a perfect example as to why you need checks and balances, why no one person should have absolute authority, because he is a fucking madman. He is a colossal madman. And now he's gotten so fucking high on his own supply and high on his own farts that he's going to steal $230 million from the American people. Why? Because he's a criminal and he got away with it. And so he's saying, pay me $230 million, so I'm going to pretend it was unacceptable how you guys were investigating me. No, it was more than acceptable. And if anything, your actions today just prove that they were right to look into you, and the next people who do it will also be right. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.